Hey, welcome back to the Psychic Soul Healer channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for the collective. Know that energy is fluid, roles can be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes to help you understand why your person's doing what they're doing, why you're attracting that person into your life, how you can shape shift the energy since there's many different realities that play out at one time, right? So why are we living a lot of times in a reality that we don't want to experience? Well, again, we're going to see why. Now, anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box, including the word of the video. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out. It's the underlining energy that tells us why everyone's doing what they're doing. Also, know my group shadow healing coaching link will be there. I launch June 1st. This is my inner child healing, shadow healing, and reparenting. We were trying to launch in the beginning of May, but they keep making it better and better. Now, for $35, you don't just get my shadow healing coaching program, you get my Transforming Trauma podcast and hundreds of other people's content. For $35 a month, you get to take classes like the same type of classes that they have on Mind Valley. The only difference is it's $35 a month. It's not $100 a month. So think of Mind Valley, YouTube, and Netflix all rolled up into one. Well, it even gets better. You can even make money by taking classes and sharing the classes that are on the platform. So it's a win-win-win. I believe in doing things that are in alignment with what's best for everyone. So again, if you're interested, the link is in the description box. Let's take a peek and see what the underlining energy is. What's going on with your person and what it says lonely. They're lonely. I'm feeling like you're in separation from someone that you've been in separation with for a long time. Like when I say a long time, like a year, maybe even like close to a year, long time, like 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, even a long time. So they're not in a good space. I feel like they might have been married when you were dealing with them. Again, they're not married anymore. I feel like, again, they're not in a good space. When you were dealing with them, let's see what the energy was before we see what's going on in their life. They wanted to dominate you. They wanted to like control your choices and control what you were doing, where you were going. And the irony is that this person didn't want to give as much as they wanted to take from you. They wanted to dominate you, but they didn't want a committed relationship. It's again, and then when you would tell this person, you felt judged. You felt like your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions were being always judged. Like, how dare you ask for so much? Like, what are you needy? When really it's like, you're not giving me anything. And you just felt like this person like ignored you. They felt like you felt like you weren't heard, that you weren't valued. And I feel like the reason why is because they were with somebody else. And that see that they had, or again, if they weren't with someone else, they had like a hard time of letting go of the past and the fears associated with it. So they continue to manifest within chaos, within like the relationship. That's what happens. So whether this person was still connected to somebody or they hadn't fully gotten over someone, but it's the same thing. They started a connection with you before they were ready. And so they couldn't give you anything. And I feel like it was their way of holding on to you because they knew, hey, they took a long time as it was, in making a decision. That's what I feel like. I feel like the relationship really never got off the ground because there was either someone there or they were still holding on to a person. And so now, again, I feel like this person has never gotten into another relationship after that relationship. And now they're reflecting back on the relationship that they have with you, memory. And what you felt like is, well, I just kept reliving the same type of karmic experiences with this person. And then when I would say something to them, they wouldn't even apologize. So you just felt disrespected. You felt like, again, that they were holding on to you without being fully over a past connection, whether they were still in that connection or still like dealing with it somehow, you didn't get anything. And so I feel like I said, this person's been in separation for a long time. And I feel like for a long time, they were okay with that player energy, meaning like that you haven't talked to them. They were dealing with whatever, and their way of dealing with it was to run around with certain people, you know? People of the opposite sex, while they were still giving to that person, to the karmic, we'll call them, even though I don't know whether it was karmic, their previous relationship that ended. So that person didn't want them anymore. They weren't ready to be in a relationship with you. So they gave attention and energy to other people while they still martyred themselves out to that karmic. And what you just kept feeling was, again, rejected. And that's because this person was still being rejected by that person that they were still trying to make it work with. Now, they might have told you that the relationship was over, and it might have been, but they weren't fully psychologically and emotionally over it. They were not capable of giving you anything. So, and instead of really like compromising and talking it out, this person like put themselves in competition with you. Okay, you're angry at me because I'm not giving you, because I have to deal with, my situation over here, which really they never really dealt with because they were stuck in a place of trying to make something work that wasn't working. But the whole time that they could have tried to make it work, they didn't. They were running around with other people. So this person's used to putting themselves in competition. They did that with the karmic. They tried to do it again with you. And what happened is that you let go. So now they're in a place where they're angry, and they're angry because they wasted a lot of time. And and that's really what it is. They expected you to come back. And what happened is that you didn't come back. So this person just lives a lot of their family patterns. Like, and the family patterns are like what they were taught or who they were taught by. They have the habits and the mannerisms, which is my way or the highway, that, you know, um, I feel like the whole time that they were in a relationship with that karmic, they cheated. It's like now that that relationship's over, they're sad that it's over. They met you. They weren't sure what they wanted because they weren't over that situation. They're talking to other people. So they never gave you anything. And like I said, and when you said something to them, they acted like it was a big deal. Like they were judging you on and if anything, they were gaslighting and manipulating you to make you feel as if you were doing something wrong, when really this person was not bringing anything, emptiness. That's what it was. And it was, they would say they had money problems because of, again, the divorce that they just went through. But then they have this past life karmic connection with you, which, by the way, past life karmic connection is somebody that from a past life, but they haven't done the healing, is what you can see. Past life karmic mate is someone that is, someone that from past life that there was a lot of spiritual lessons. They didn't learn them in that life. You meet again in this life, they still haven't learned those lessons. They want to stay a karmic person because they never gave you anything. They were connected to somebody else. They're running around. They treated you the way that they treated everybody else. And they felt like they should be allowed to do this. Hey, this is what they're taught. When really this person was lazy, they're in their old habits, and their old habits of avoiding and doing drugs or drinking, checking out, again, their habits, the way that they deal with life would make them lazy, and they expected you to do something. They projected all their anger and their resentment of their previous relationship not working out onto you. And so they're impulsive, and we know that they're impulsive because, again, they have very addictive behavior. And so they're always in a place of imbalance. And that, again, makes you feel like you're not connected with someone. This person has, again, has a lot of burden. So even if they may not be still with that person and it's over, they're still with that person emotionally and mentally because they're playing the victim when really they're just lazy. They're like, I got hurt in a previous relationship. I'm not over it. But then they played a lot of games and they expected you to stay connected to them, settle for less, and that's not what happened. Again, we see the time. This time has ran out. At this point, they wasted a lot of time. And the reason why is because they couldn't really, they knew that you were going to look beyond the romance, okay? To see the illusions that this person, like, is not going to give you more than passion. They were not going to give more than like passion, which is, nonstop, and it's mainly to control you. It's mainly because they weren't really, they didn't want to miss their chance, but understand they're still dealing with, the grief of a lost relationship. And so, it's like, again, they're disguised, pretending that they care a lot more for you than they actually do because they haven't invested in you. The relationship would still be turbulent. And that's the thing, because this person likes to be free at heart. They don't really like to be tied down. They like to know that they have somebody that's sitting there waiting and pining for them, but they don't want to put the time in. They want a one-sided relationship, and that's how the relationship was when they were with the karmic. And that's how the relationship was when you met them. And guess what? As soon as they come back and they win you over, that's how the relationship will go back because they haven't done any healing. They again check out, they avoid by doing drugs, substances, and then, but their natural thing is they don't like to, be in a relationship. They feel trapped. They feel trapped. The relationship becomes unstable, and it's because they're impulsive. And we saw that they have addictive behavior. So, I mean, are they planning to come back? Yeah, but do they have the right intention in mind? No. It's that no one else is there. They're lonely. No one else is here. No one else is fixing me. Nobody else is, I'm finally over the fact that that relationship didn't work out, but I still have nothing to offer. And I'm still expecting you to do everything. And because we have this past life connection, but I have money issues. So again, I don't like really can't offer you anything, is what we see. So again, we look at the inner child wound cards to see why did you attract this person into your life? Security and safety, number one. Again, obviously, there was no security and safety. And when there is no security and safety, what you'll notice is you're not getting the you're not getting the emotional support. And there was also like suppression and shame and abandonment to the point that it created disassociation. So, in that, we see why you attracted this person into your life, right? Because emotionally, they weren't giving you anything. If anything, they wanted you to suppress who you are. And they wanted to do that by not giving you any security or safety within the relationship. They wanted to come in and out of your life emotional manipulation through, intermittent manipulation through them coming in and out, continuously creating abandonment issues. And then when you say something, they're going to shame you about it. So this person did exactly like it brought out all the wounds that you had from childhood, which was, again, not having security, not being suppressed, not emotionally caring, and when you say something about it, they're going to shame you. So like this person brought up all those inner child wounds that you already had, mirrored that energy. Again, abandonment will do that, and no emotional support. So again, suppressing who you are in order to get safety and security, you have to mold to this person's way, which is they're going to breadcrumb you. And that's not, obviously what you did. That's why, like, again, you see that this person's selfish. You're like, I couldn't be with this person because of who they are at this point, and you see it. But that doesn't mean that this person's not delusional. Remember, when people like remember you as being loving and kind, and they think that they're going to get the same version of you, and not because you're that same person, but because that's what they're used to doing. They're used to being with people that are on a lower hanging fruit, people or people that just didn't know, but right away pretty much with this person. So people that would give this person second and third chances because they're like, well, I'm meeting this person, and when they meet this person, the person, like, they think loves them. They are a chameleon, but that what it is that this person just knows what to say, know what to do. They can tap in the same way that you can tap in psychically, and that's what this person does. It's like they tap in psychically to see like who you are, what you need. They become that, and then they abandon. They don't have any intention of being in a connection. But you saw that, and you saw that because you're like, okay, like this person's making me feel the same exact way that I felt in childhood, which meant that you didn't fully integrate or transmute the spiritual lesson. You might have learned it, but you didn't embody a new consciousness. And the way that we would embody a new consciousness is, number one, we have to integrate all facets of ourselves, our body, mind, and spirit. You had fragmentation due to the fact of that inner childhood. So it's also releasing control. This person wanted control. So if you stay connected to them, you would also be trying to control the situation, which is how this person had any power at all, right? It's like wanting this person to give more, to do more, to be more. And spirit says that's, like that was part of the issue. Okay. We see again, live authentically and boldly, unafraid to be yourself. Okay. So Spirit says part of this was, again, don't hold back. This person tried to suppress you. Again, tried to make you into something that you're not. Don't do that. Again, release control, but live authentically. Be true to yourself so you could fully transform and ascend life. To take a leap of faith in a new direction, that bold action, you'll act decisively, but your, risk will be rewarded. It's like, why? Because you can't heal in the same place that you were sick. And this person created the same exact experience that you grew up in. So you got the deep wisdom and from the experience that again helped you to ascend life. Again, it's to let go of control and understand that the universe is always in control, bringing you what you need to help restore you back to your original energy of unconditional love, to help you integrate the fragmented parts of self again. And so it says this is what you're supposed to be doing right now. Take bold action, a leap of faith, in order to transform that energy. So you embody a brand new consciousness, because all this person did was open up old wounds that needed to be healed. That is it. And we leave off with one more message, and that is creation, obviously, because whenever we transmute the negative energy, what we're doing with that is we're supposed to be creating. It's creative energy. When you take negative energy and you transform it by learning the spiritual lesson and taking a bold action, taking a leap of faith, and creating yourself. And where Spirit says, you have the power to direct your life. With a constructive attitude, create what is best for your soul. Firmly believe that you can transform and improve your inner and outer worlds by turning every thought into an affirmation and action. See, that's why you got 2 action cards. That's what Spirit says. It's again, that's why you got these 2 cards, because Spirit says again that every thought and action, you can take, make it into an affirmation, but turning that whatever spiritual blockages into love requires taking action, bold action. Just act in the image of God and bring light into your life. Because when you act in the image of God, you're coming from a place of unconditional love. You become the expression of love, so you can attract what you love, that you're embodying that love. And that's again creation, but creation again through transforming and improving your inner and outer world by turning every thought into an affirmation, an affirmative, action. So, and that's how you transform. So you can say the affirmation and again take affirmative action that is in correspondent with that that affirmation. You take that action, and that is how you completely transform and transmute the negative energy in order to stop the karmic looping of attracting the same type of experience that you grew up with, or attracting people that have the same personality as a person that you grew up with, that traumatized you, that created that imprint. That's how. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye.